Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to service a trailer bearing. First, we're obviously going to zip off the wheel. First thing we got to do is get this cap off, and we do that just by tapping it just like this. I kind of spin as I'm tapping, if that makes sense, and then you don't want to drop it in the dirt because now I got to clean all that up. But that's how you get the cap off. Next, we have this safety thing so your nut doesn't spin out of there. Some of these are going to have carter pins. You may have a carter pin going through, and you get that out just by straightening out your carter pin, and then you're just gonna get it out with pliers. This you just kind of work off here, and then it just comes off really easy. Next, we have the nut. Now this is 1.5 inches, but it's normally pretty loose. You can just get it off with pliers or even your hands, but I don't have gloves on yet, so I don't really want to touch this. Okay, after you get your nut off, we're gonna slide. You're gonna pick up this whole drum and you're just gonna kind of push it toward you, just like that, and the bearing will just fall out of there. And now you're just gonna grab the drum and slide it straight off. Next, we're gonna be removing the seal. I just use this big pry bar, and then I just kind of put it in there just like that, and I just tap on my pry bar, and then the seal comes up. After you get your seal out, you'll have your bigger bearing in here, and you just lift this out of there just like that. And we are going to clean these, and I'm going to show you guys what I do to clean them. Okay, so what I do to clean my bearings is I get an empty jug, dump a little bit of gas in there, just about like halfway, just so your bearings get covered. We're just going to put them right in there. Here is our bearing. I just put it in there just like that. And here's our smaller bearing. Put the washer for that in there, and even the nut. I just put everything in there, and it really cleans these bearings really good. As you can see, they just start to clean up really nice. This looks pretty brand new. I just need to get a blue towel and wipe the excess grease out of there. This thing looks clean. So while cleaning the smaller bearing, I noticed that this one is slightly damaged. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but this one right here, this bearing doesn't roll. So if yours does look like that, I would just recommend to replace the bearing. I would also recommend to replace the seal, because the way I get them out, you may damage the seal getting them out like that. I'm not sure if there's a way to get the seal out without actually damaging it, but whenever I pull the bearings out like this, I always replace the seal anyways. Next, we are going to come back to our drum and our hub. Now for this, I just use brake cleaner. I just spray it heavily with brake cleaner and blue towels, and I wipe everything up. Same with the inside of this. While I was cleaning this up, I actually seen that this spindle was damaged. Not sure if you guys can see that too clear, but it definitely does have okay. So I'm back inside and I got our bearings right here that we need to pack. I do have a bearing packer, but you could do it without it. You just kind of gotta get like a tub of grease, put grease in your hand, and then just go like this with your grease. But I have a bearing packer, so we don't got to do all that. So if you do have a bearing packer, you can pick one of these up at AutoZone for pretty cheap. So how you use it is you screw this part off, drop your bearing in there, screw this back on. After you get it screwed back on, you just push it down. So just like that. And now our bearing is fully packed. I just kind of get it now and get a little bit of extra grease and spin it around. So our bearing is all nice and greased up. We're going to come back to our hub and we're just going to drop the bearing in there just like so, and then you're going to grab your seal and you're just going to grab your hammer and then just lightly tap your seal in. Okay, so now we're going to get our hub and you just line it up and push it on there just like so. Now we get our smaller bearing and put it in there just like this. Then you get your washer, put the washer on as well as the nut. Now we get our torque wrench, set it to 50 foot-pounds, and this is 1.5 inches. Your size may vary. So you're going to tighten it to 50 foot-pounds just like this, and then you're going to set it to loose, and then we're going to go 1/4 of a turn, and now everything is set properly. So the next step is to put this back on, and you want to make sure it's lined up. You can move your nut a little bit. You can go tight or loosen depending on which way you need to go. I had to tighten mine up a little bit, but you just push it on just like that. And now we're gonna get a grease gun and put a little bit of grease inside. So I currently cannot find my grease gun, but just to wrap up the video, all you're gonna do is attach your grease gun to this fitting right here, pump it up until you get kind of hard. Don't go too much, otherwise you will blow out that back seal. So you just want to go until it gets a little firm, nothing crazy. I would say like 3 to 4 pumps max. And then all you're gonna do is take your clean cap, put it on here, hammer it on, and then you're good to go. And that is how you service your trailer wheel bearings.